Hello and welcome to Honeycomb. We're here on the testing ranch, Team 1 ANS, Team 2 OSP, 3K, 4v4, GB Small Cat, Quiz, Pie of Reckoning on ANS, Seek, Dramus, Imperial, and Kamiya on OSP. We've got a small armada of goofballs here in the chat. They will be participating. Hopefully not too loudly. Chaos, of course, will be breathing for everybody to hear, which is really what we're here for. ANS is spread out. OSP is spread out. Looks like OSP is a little over committee to Charlie Point. So ANS is going to have a nice little advantage there. So that's just a bad move. I don't know why there's anybody left in this server that hasn't figured that out yet. It looks like... Yeah, I don't know if they've got enough headed over to Echo's side. Where is my audio? Why don't I hear anything from the game? Alright. There it is. Problem is I don't have any music running, and it's really confusing me. There we go.
With a hybrid Axford.
Okay, we're jumping down here with the OSP. We're going through these fleets. Dramus as a monitor blob, of all things. Don't see him this a lot of the times. Usually he's rocking some sort of half-cap fleet. We got C90s, T30s, Pinpoint on one, on the center. Yeah, it looks like that's what's all over these things. C90s, T30s, Pavis, Bastion. Oh, Plasma Monitor. 2 Plasma Monitors with Bastions. Cool. Seek's got a Missile Bulk Freighter. Nice. He's also got an EWR. And a Bloodhound Tug for scout support on those. Imperials rocking, I think, the same fleet as last time. It's got 450 Bulker, yeah, with torpedoes and containers on the backside, 2 of them, as well as these 2 little capping shuttles. Kamiya playing the cap game with multi-mission tugs, 1, 2, 3 of them, and then 1, 2 torp tugs. She's also got a mine shuttle. All right, we haven't been seeing much mines on whatever faction this is, OSP, recently.
It's like 2 rocket shuttles and a gun turret.
I can go through the fleets myself, thank you. We've got 2 rocket shuttles and a gun shuttle as well. ANS, oh my fucking god, what is this? Chibi's rocking the 450 and Railgun Solomon, which is ostensibly fine. We're going to see what these Axfords are before we really start judging. With a Sarissa support sprinter with some locking capability and a floodlight. Pie's got 450 and 120 and beam. God. Axford. Please tell me you don't have 2 of these. He's got 2 of them. What the fuckulous. Okay, let's take a look at the insides here. These have... Oh yeah, here's the new UI. Ta-da! If you haven't seen it yet, it looks quite lovely. All the... where things are is very clear, instead of them being kicked out of the DC board into little subsections. It's got 1 Raider in each of these, probably. 2 reactors. FPAs. Presumably a Parallax in here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Ammo elevators. Oh my god, these are such creatures. Alright, quiz. Looks like we've already got a fight going down here on Charlie. Has... basically the same fleet, but with very slightly more point defense. Beam 450, 120. Why? Alright, this is either the dumbest build I've ever seen or it's going to wreck shit, and I have no idea which one it is. ANS currently getting good control on Charlie. These Axfords are beaming for way too long. They're gonna... Oh, that wasn't battle shorted. Huh, okay. I just have a bad sense of how long beam turrets last without battle short, I guess. So these can fight at any range. And... do well, maybe, hopefully, we'll see. I don't know. We've been having issues with ANS not bringing any frontline, and I guess these are good frontline, but they can also shell backline ships too. Small Cake has a million sprinters. Gun sprinters, some of which are dying. Are these all gun sprinters? Yeah, I think these are all the exact same. Yep, just guns and defenders. No missiles required. Brain empty, just shoot. It's been quite a conversation going on in spectator chat during all of this. I hope you're able to keep up with that while I was going through this. I certainly wasn't. On the Echo side of the map, Cake's engaging with Kalmia in an honorable duel. I think, unfortunately, the sprinter is going to die to some missiles, though. Oh, maybe not. Defender's very good. Ooh, just out of arc at the last minute. Taking some pretty heavy damage. Not losing any of those defenders, but yeah, that hurts.
You're gonna get intel on this Snaxford, though.
Gets the Charlie cap. I think they're starting to figure out, like Wolf says, that there's just a veritable swarm of 450 beam Axfords hanging out up on the Charlie point. ANS way overcommitting to this. They managed to control Delta. What is going on in this game? ANS has managed to capture 4 points, everything except OSP's natural. Kami is spread out all over the map, but I guess you can't really push into this. Like, you actually just can't push into this because you get 450'd on the way in, and then you get beamed to hell once you arrive. This is very silly. OSP is launching some Wake Val active missiles down here on the Delta point. Gonna be going after Small Cake's Sprinter with the very turned on engine. Bonk. Wow, Defender good, kills most of that. Still gets 2 lands though. One Beanbird has split and is covering the Delta point. That's good. 450 Battleship is hanging out and shelling the monitors. And game is stabilizing somewhat. There's still a big old cap war going on the Echo side of the map. Company has brought more ships over here. Shuttles to cap, multi-mission tugs to kill sprinters.
The enemy is securing Zone Eclipse.
Yeah, they're going to be able to grab that. They're going to have to suffer some fire from the sprinters, but the sprinters just don't have the firepower to kill any of these ships off, at least not quickly, especially not with all the things that are over here. Yeah, surprise, ANS Oopsal frontline significantly better than Oopsal backline. Just in general, Oopsal frontline is really strong if you play it decently. OSP on the flip side has, yeah, Tramus on the front line. There's another beam, which is missing. Okay, there we go. But Imperial's kind of backline with his 450 bulkers, and Seek's definitely backline with the missile ship. And Kalmia is a cap fleet, which is not frontline. It is a cap fleet.
The enemy is securing Zone Eclipse.
Yeah, Imperial doing the exact thing I told them not to do, which is pick gunfights with battleships at long range with 450s. Like the game was designed specifically for the battleship to win that engagement. So that goes poorly. Most unfortunate. Yeah, it's because Cake has points cringed the hell out of these. These are like the old style gun sprinters that we were playing with in the summer, where you just make them 300 points a pop, and they're kind of crappy and they don't really do much. But if you fly them in a wing, they can get damage down the field, but they can't deal with the missiles super well, and they can't kill things very fast unless they're in that wing. And so Kami is able to raw out muscle the cap ships. I say that, but the cappers have enabled the front line to do their job. They've grabbed all the points, and the front line is just completely preventing OSP from pushing into them. So it works really well from this. Oh yeah, Corbeau brings up a good point. There has been a price buff to the Sprinter. It is now 25 points cheaper, which is, I mean, 10 times 25, that's 250 points that this fleet has that it would not otherwise have on main. Very cool, very cool. Enables, well, this, and These Axfords, I hate that this is good. I think it's only good because no one fucking plays missile ships on OSP right now. And Seek has one, but I don't really know what he's doing with this. These could hell dump the Axfords if it can get the angle on them, because they don't have any point events. Of course, he doesn't know that. Call me, oh, surviving against the RPF. All the RPFs bursting against the rock. A little bit of it hitting the tug, though. That will add up over time, assuming the Axfords don't run out of RPF before it's combat time. These monitors are looking to fight the Axford group, and I don't think they realize that there's beams behind them, thar hills. Imperial playing multiple games around the Delta side of the map. It's not really going to be able to get anything done now with 450 Bulgars. Zeke launching a missile strike out on the Axfords. Oh yeah, alright. Moment of truth. If this comes in, it's going after the Sassy Tally, which is separated a little bit from both of Quiz, our Lord Flayed, and Smoking Mirror. It's a couple pretty good ship names, which is separate, so the point defense is going to be lighter. Also, I think Pi has the more greedy build. Yeah, 3 defenders, 1 soft kill device. He hasn't moved in a while, so these are wake validated. They're not going to validate. Oh.
Only chaff, no active decoys. No active decoys on that.
Yeah, but I think the chaff's... Oh, he turns on his main engines! No, Pi!
Oh!
So, Pi killed himself by turning on the main engines. Just the chaff would have been fine. Yeah, like Weebird says, just the chaff would have been fine. It would have survived. That did not do as much damage as I was expecting, honestly. I mean, this is bad, obviously. This thing's ruined. But it can come back from this as long as it has the time. I mean, it's behind cover, so it's not going to get 450'd. As long as it has the time to sit, repair, and heal, it's going to maybe be fine.
I guess the warhead has to be low to get the range on the S2s. Not sure, though.
Might be. Oh yeah, good catch by Puppy. The most important thing on this ship did not take any damage. His other vessel...
Command, though.
Yeah, NEC, very bad. Is eating some plasma and 100 from Dram's monitor blob. I don't think there's 600 mil coming down the valley. No, those are still orienting, yeah, because of the angle. So no damage really going into the Snaxford. A little bit of armor splashy. Another missile strike. Where are these going? Same place, other direction. He's going after Quiz's ships. These are closer together, though. And they do have a little bit more. I think they had stonewalls? Nope, just defenders. So if these have any sort of weave whatsoever, S2s have gotten cheaper. Weave has also gotten cheaper. So it would make sense to put weave on your S2s. They're going to perform very slightly better. Looks like they maybe... No, there's no weave on these. It's just chaff. Don't matter! Chaff is too close to the ship. Slamming into the Smoking Mirror. Doing a ton of damage. A few lands on our Lord Flayed as well. This is what happens. Get greedy, die to S2s. I don't know if S2 Cruise Gaming is back, but it's certainly around temporarily. I had a really good game on Nix's Eye where I was doing the same thing. ANS bringing just defenders, because defenders are highly effective against medium volleys of S2s, and of course extremely effective against torps and containers. But these massive dumps, they simply cannot deal. And you're seeing the results of that right now. The Oopsal front line, very strong with flak, but with all these guns, deals an absurd amount of damage, takes an absurd amount of damage in exchange. Oh my god. I want to watch a guy die. Going after the other Axford. Okay, it's going to give a little extra time for these to get shot down. Ooh. It's actually for the best.
I think he recently fired his main engine.
Yes.
And didn't shut it off in time.
Yeah, so the wake valve is going to go after him. Doing massive damage. Both these Axfords horridly ruined. OSP hasn't been able to capitalize on this just yet. They've still got the Echo Cap. They haven't gone for the Charlie Cap yet, but they could after that. Oh my god. Same thing with the Delta, although Pi is down here as well, the Beta Brunt. A good name. Yeah, these Axfords have time to heal. OSP needs to make use of this tempo right now. Because if these experts have time to heal, get back up on their feet, they'll spend a couple of restores. But they'd be much more dangerous. Ooh, here we go. Able to poke out against what I think is an Inu Seed vessel. No, this can function ostensibly, but it's not flying away, eating a ton of plasma and 100 mil on the nose. Another S2 volley, massive S2 volley. He's been having issues with missiles all game, or all day rather. So I'm glad to see these non-command missiles is having a lot better efficacy. Going after the beta brunt. All right, you want to watch this fire its main engines for a second as it tries to get away from these ships, or these chaffs. What are these missiles? There we go. Okay, now he's got it. He's figured it out. And it's a lot of chaff, but it's going to soft kill basically all these, I think. There we go. Bonk. One. Sometimes X says no. 2 lands amid ships, doing some damage to the reactors. Oh my. Yeah, that's quite good. Chaffing and not. However, I think Seek knows what he's about and is going to shoot him from above. No, what is this going at? Uh-oh. So last time, Chibi got a bunch of missiles. Oh, these are the... Yeah, these are the command home-on jams. Not pure ARAD, but HOJ, which is unfortunate.
There is an interrupt.
Yeah, but Chibi never turns on his interrupt. I don't know why. So these just... Oh, it comes on. It's too late, though. They've got the HOJ. They're going to just keep going straight. Bonk. A lot of them get hard killed, but not enough. That was about half that strike made it through. Maybe more like 3/4. Absolutely ruining the top side of this battleship, messing up the railgun and the 2 Mark 68s on top, and a good chunk of the command stack as well. OSP dealing a ton of damage to the Supercell frontline build. They can leverage this into cap control. They need to do so fast. They're down 200 points. They also had, oh yeah, something else. They had 140 points advantage at the start. Oh yeah, that's something that needs to be reported. It seems like there's -1% anytime you do a command. So like last game, I gave 2% to ANS and it gave them 3%. And then this game I did 15% to OSP and it gave them 14% instead. So that needs to be brought to the boys' attention.
I already did.
Cool. Thanks.
I'm not sure if he didn't have time to fix it for this patch, or if he did and it didn't work.
It just didn't work.
Okay.
Oh, alright. Need to report again then.
Okay. Another big strike on the battleship. Poor Chibi, dude. He keeps trying to make this thing work, and it keeps getting absolutely obliterated by Command S2s. Which is extremely funny. I just, like, you gotta bring Flak, dude. Blackstock's in shambles, everybody's bringing a pure defender. And I don't think that's gonna last forever. But right now it means Cruise S2 Gaming is in feast. Maybe once the PD situation sort of evens out between the Defender and the Bastion, or the Stonewall, and maybe if the Rebound ever gets made good, we'll see a more even balance on the ANS fleet with their point defenses. Man, Imperial trying to capitalize on the S2 vomit, getting bullied horribly for his trouble. He's not able to manage his bulker heading very effectively. Dramus not taking the Charlie point and just sort of flitting around down here trying to kill things. There is certainly something to be said for killing opponents, but this team really needs to get on the cap game, because we're getting to the point where if you get too far behind, you're just going to lose. It doesn't matter how many kills you get, unless you capture absolutely everything. Looks like Dramus is breaking. He might be heading up there in that direction shortly. Firing his wing 120s to the rear. That's funny to see. The Beam 450 120 Axfords. What even is this? Kitchen sink Axford. There we go. Kitchen sink Axford. This is the midshipman battleship, but kind of okay. It's just so risky. I feel like versus containers, these would also die horribly as long as the containers had some decoys with them. Oh my god. Imperial having all kinds of problems. Most unfortunate.
Poor guy.
Andramus is now heading up towards the Charlie point, it looks like. Gonna capture that, gonna put OSP back on the board. They're down 200 points. But you can make that up at this point in the game. Especially with how much damage they've done to the front line. Although these Axfords have had the opportunity to heal up. And they've got some functioning beams. They still got a ton of teams. They don't have hardly any restores.
Sassy Tally is looking quite good compared to what it was looking like before.
Indeed.
It's orange, but it is definitely functional.
Yeah, repair threshold is really good. Because this shit was red and on fire not that long ago. That's quite the improvement. Beta Brunt charging down the 450 bulk freighter, firing some torpedoes, but those are going to fly directly into the rock again. Gotta be much more careful with those. One gets through. Bonk. Doesn't do hardly any damage, though. Point blank, beam beats 450, unfortunately.
More torps.
More torps.
And there is no point defense of any sort.
Bonk.
Right into the beams. Oh.
Bonk.
Oh, yep, right into the beam. Alright, B-beam.
No
If
point
Minner
defense
can get its
in
CIC back, does it have any torpedoes left? No.
I think Small Cake might be about to eat some mines on the bottom of the map. Let's see. Martyrs down there. Cake's also challenging Alpha, which OSP is left on to. The gun sprinter definitely beats an unarmed mine ship and a unarmed missile ship. Yeah, Sick has spent absolutely all of his missiles. Interrupts doing work against these command missiles. Few lands coming in here and there. This 450's really got to finish off this ship or it's going to get to cover and repair up. He is surrounded. In fact, I think I just saw some of the battleships 450s go through this thing. Oh, I see. No. These are shots from the monitors. No, that's a different ship entirely. I have no idea what I'm bearing witness to right now. World's best spectator, truly. I just look at things, man. Have eyes, no brain, head empty. Only murder. Our Lord Flayed pushing into the monitors. Gonna be eating a ton of plasma. And the Hesh is gonna add up too. Why am I typing? The structure break icon, I think, just doesn't work when it's like there's a desync issue. It doesn't share on over the network to other players. I'm pretty sure it works locally. Is that something else that needs to be reported? Cake's going for the Bravo point, manages to dodge some of the augers. Must be desperately trying to take Alpha. Oh, there's a mine. What the fuck? And you're gonna be able to very carefully take these out one at a time. No way she's doing this intentionally, right? Oh my god. Truly a terrifying player. taking that cap point. OSP has the combat power advantage. They just can't convert it into a cap control win. They've got some really problematic positioning on their ships. Of course, Imperial is losing his bulk fighters, which is a problem. Those are a big part of the... Why are these firing across the map instead of at the thing that is beaming them? Maybe it's fine. This ship does need to die, but it's going to die to the monitors anyways. And AS caps the natural, and they're back on top. 150 points ahead.
Zone boxer.
And 3-2 on caps. Looks like another expert's going to be down here on the alpha point. Enos doesn't have very many of these to be losing, although both of Pies have managed to hide and repair, and they're fighting fit once again. After eating a ton of S2s and then repairing up, then eating a bunch more S3s and then repairing up, and also S3s and 450. Oh, I think Cake's gonna die. At least the ship on Bravo is. Clonk. A lot of torpedoes. Man, that's not dead. Tug can follow up with the C-30 though and kill it. Monitor's not leaving the Charlie point. Okay, looks like one has been left behind, and they are now heading down to the Alpha. It's going to take a little while. Tommy is capping the Alpha point. It's going to give OSP a cap advantage, but I think we're at the point of the game where they need a 4-1 lead to win. ANS is 174 points from victory. And
they need a 4 cap.
Almost
Tommy's about to have a 4 cap.
Ahead of OSP.
The enemy secured Zone Atlas.
Tommy is handling the E cap quite effectively with the Torps and the C-30. And there it goes, dead. It's gonna go nuclear, but it doesn't matter at this point. That tug needs to get on that point, capture it. ANS has a pretty strong hold on Delta with Chibi and Pi hanging out over here, but they're all that's left. If the monitors, well, I guess that's kind of it that has any combat potential, actually. I was gonna say if the monitors group up with the bulk freighters, they can storm in here and start killing shit, but this is anyone's game at this point.
E cap. Let's see. He's still beaming the dead bulk freighter.
Yikes.
That's a wasted beam cycle, dog. Yikes.
He's retasking now.
Tramis. It's going to take a while for those monitors to kill this Axford, especially with several of them being masked by the big rocks in the middle. Ooh, far away explosion. We don't see those very often. It looks so good. That's up the map. Very cool. Oh, there goes another one. Much closer.
Oh no, mine's just got that
no.
tug on B.
Did you see
Oh no, the 2 sprint mines. Kalmia's comms got shot out by the reactor bloom, and the mines just betrayed her. Oh no.
that? Yeah.
However,
That's less than a game.
Isaacford is also CIC'd out.
Got punched out at the last minute by
Just because the monitors went behind the rock, the hash round punched it out, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's not great. It's Reddit, so this can recover.
It could drift into the mines.
Nah.
He has to get
no way.
really close to the rock for that.
Yeah, he's too far away. It's really down to this ship.
Oh,
We just gotta watch it.
And there goes the tug on B.
Oh, mines.
Let's move it.
Mines activated.
No way.
No way.
Defender.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
See you
gosh.
later.
Yep.
Oh man. Nothing killed, but it is CIC'd again.
Will it drift onto the point? It looks like it might.
It's gonna have to finish this off. Yeah, I think it
will
might.
drift.
Rob,
Just
20 bucks says he
barely.
does. Watch.
Just
if
barely.
you look at the popsicle at TAC map,
The enemy is securing Zone
it's gonna get
boxer.
in there.
Yep,
Damn it.
he's in.
Unbelievable.
Is it gonna blow
Amazing.
up though?
I think
think
so.
so.
The
No.
Hesh, well, it's managed to get definitely. The monitors are out of sight again. And firing at Pi's other vessel, which is trying to maintain a hold on to Delta. There's also small cake on Delta, so nothing's going to be able to capture it for free. Seek's heading over to Delta, but he can't capture it because the ship is there. Comey is also, or no, Seek's other ship, which is unarmed, is heading over to Delta, and same thing, not going to be able to capture it. Comey's got one shuttle headed in that direction. I think that's a mine shuttle. Yep, so unarmed, not going to be able to capture the point. This is coming down to the wire. Dramus now in range of the Sassy Tally. Gonna be able to dump some fire down the field. This thing's gonna capture the point before it gets dunked again. Yeah, there it is. I
Saved on the reactor crit. Yep.
think that's it. I think that's the game for ANS. They're 100 points from the end. OSP's 170 points from the end. It's 2-3. OSP can't make that up too terribly quickly. They can't capture the Delta point. Gonna have to go over the Bravo point. It's gonna take the monitors about 3.5 minutes to get down to the Bravo point, and another full minute to capture it.
Small cake coming back to C. She kept that one neck sprinter up there hidden for a while.
Yeah, OSP had a 140 point advantage at the start of this match. And ANS is gonna win it. Several opportunities to close out this game, but just couldn't follow up. Dramus seemed to be the only person on the follow-up duty. Imperial really needed to be killing shit with the 450 bulkers, but he's struggling to control them.
Out gaming.
Oh, Calumet coming to contest C.
Be heading up to Charlie. Yeah, the game's over. ANS wins. It's a balancing measure. When the lobby might be a little stacked one way or the other. So what happened was Herman was on OSP. We balanced the teams. ANS figured out all their fleet comp, and then Herman left. So we had to do something without completely disrupting the game. So we added a little bit of a points advantage to OSP to help even things out, maybe just a little bit. And I think they had a real fighting chance here. So I think the points handicap is really nice for kind of fine-tuning the balance of the game. And so I feel like if OSP didn't have that 140 points advantage, we would have just saw a complete ANS shutout, and it would have been very sad and annoying. So I think that's a really good surgical tuning tool. It's going to take a little bit for us to get used to how much points, like starting points, is actually an advantage, and it's going to be different weights too. Like OSP is going to benefit more, in my opinion, from extra starting points, since they can usually get out onto the map faster and cap points faster than ANS. But it's a neat little tool. I love it. The main mandate of this branch, or of this patch, has been balance tuning, but there's been a lot of quality of life stuff on this specific update to the testing branch, and it's super nice. I think some of it is related to Conquest. Like I remember Mazer said, I think in the devlog, when he was talking about some new Conquest stuff, that he wanted to make a new UI that fits the new Conquest UI, and it would be easier to make a new UI for Skirmish and then commit that to Conquest instead of just making it in Conquest and then uploading it to Skirmish whenever. So we get to play around with that, and that's been super nice. And all these little quality of life things, like you can lock heading now based on 2 tracks instead of having to constantly manually maneuver your heading around. UI just looks really pretty. There's the handicap thing, which is nice for the fine tuning. I know there's more. Let's start going through this, since the game is basically over at this point. Bulletin board. Oh, and Small Cake has updated this. Nice, nice, nice. He has a lot of Nora fixes. Ceasefire has a button. Oh yeah, there's also a general MCON button. You can press right there, I think. No. Well, it doesn't matter. We're in the interaction report. But yeah, instead of having to chaff and manually turn off your radar and your fire control radars and everything else, you just press one button and it'll turn everything off, which will make things a little easier for new players and anybody else who doesn't like heavy micro but wants to be able to engage with soft kill.
I should have taken a more than casual glance at this fleet before using it, but that wasn't the worst I've done.
Those missiles hurt.
Yeah.
I think it was very funny when the reactor bloom went off on one of Kamiya's ships and then the mines activated on it.
Was that what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
really, really fucking funny.
That was a good straight fight. I think if OSP had a little more fallout to those missiles, it would have been a very different game.
I mean, they tried with 450 AP.
Yeah.
And me.
They did try, they just couldn't quite deliver it.
Yeah.
Good match. I want to close this out and we're going to get on with it. Okay, there was that video. I think we discussed everything to death, especially in the slow part there. I have a Discord. That's where this is hosted out of. That's where, wow, we have 30 people hanging out in the voice comment. They've been exceptionally well behaved. Nice. I really like the Coliseum. I'm in charge, so I've been able to curate it, of course. So I'm obviously biased. I don't know. There's probably another word for that is more appropriate. But it's a really nice place for playing games. People have a really strong sense of teamwork here. So if you've been finding yourself playing public games and are unhappy with the amount of teamwork that exists or doesn't exist rather in those, it's really gambly. Sometimes you run into people who are really teamwork heavy, but generally it's hard to coordinate with people. This is a really good place for that. It's also a good place to learn. And that's what we do here. I have a Patreon as well that helps in what has become, it is a hobby, but it's also sort of a full-time job, administrating the server, the Discord server, and the dedicated servers. Of course, I have Switchback for most of that because he's an absolute angel, but I have to coordinate with him. And also organizing these games, getting things running, and making sure people behave themselves when their more negative impulses get the better of them. That's just to support these endeavors that Patreon is. There's nothing paywalled, and I have no plans to ever paywall anything. That might change at some point in the future, but I highly, 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 highly doubt it. I am very much a fan of free and open everything for everyone all the time. Okay, that's everything. That's the game. That's all the outro stuff. That's all the self-promotion, which I can do. I'm in charge here. Nobody has the microphone but me. Join the cult of Dark. As I'm sure you've seen in a lot of these, we get in some pretty harsh disagreements. And I get in the most harsh disagreements with anyone. So I'm it's super opinionated bitch. Very confident and often wrong. But hey, that's how we learn. So have no fear. Come on down here. Boom! And on that phenomenal rhyme, I will leave you. Good night.